The Neighborhood Trainer on theneighborhoodtrainer.com, and I'm going to talk a little bit about 3 plant-based proteins that he likes and can encourage you guys to use. Now, if you guys like chicken, if you like fish, doesn't matter, eat that, you know, go for those healthy foods first. But we're going to talk a little bit about plant-based proteins, which is a question I get all the time. So, what's your first and most favorite plant-based protein, if you even like one?
First of all, I do like my meats, so I will have that first and foremost. However, there are incredible benefits to plant-based proteins, to the absorption, how it can fight off inflammation. Of course, you know that stuff. One of my favorites, I think, that I like, in fact, I have my mom actually try it, actually. She takes it on a regular basis. It's hemp protein. It's very popular, you know, you can get at any health food store, really. You get like 15 grams of protein per like quarter of a cup, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
Another one I like is spirulina. Spirulina, in fact, for you health enthusiasts, one of my favorites, raw veganists, his name is David Wolf. He says that, right?
I love him.
David Wolf says that that spirulina is in fact 50% more absorbable than regular whey protein. Crazy, right? Spirulina is 60 to 70% protein. So you got great source of protein content in there. Really, really good. Obviously, it's great for muscle building and stuff, and then fighting off inflammation. I do have a third. What was my third? It was black beans, right? So black beans, you get the skin around the black beans. They're full of phytonutrients, which are great for fighting off inflammation as well. You get about like 20 grams per half cup alone in black beans. So great source of protein as well.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you put the black bean in to get your, I guess, your highest protein meal for absorption? And then, when do they eat it? When's the most important time for them to eat the protein, if they're working out?
Yeah. First, let's go back to the black beans really quick. Black beans, great source of protein, like I said, but at the same time, though, there are some. It's loaded with fiber, loaded with carbohydrates, which is obviously really good. It's a complex carb. The thing about that, though, you want to be careful. If you're, let's say, for example, on a weight loss program. So if you're on a weight loss program, you have to remember that black beans, they're also loaded with carbohydrates, like I said. So if you're doing something more low carb, like, you have to remember that you want to be able to readjust your meal plan, your diet plan that you're on, so that way you meet the appropriate macronutrient numbers. So it is a great source of protein, however, at the same time, also can be very high in carbohydrates too, which are healthy. But if you're sticking to low carb, watch the intake of how much you take. That could be a good side to some chicken breast. Sometimes people even sprinkle it over salads. You can have it hot or cold. Sometimes I'll have it with some beef. A little with hot sauce, of course. I'm big on hot sauce.
Yes, hot sauce. Okay.
Also, best times, you said?
Yes.
Best times.
When do they eat it? Like, if I come home from the gym, or should I eat it before the gym, after the gym? When's the best thing?
Because I think the absorption is a lot slower. So I think anytime is a time where you can have it. But there are some key times, of course, to just improve or increase protein synthesis. So that will act as a catalyst for muscle building and just improve the anabolic phase of putting on muscle. So of course, post workout, usually protein synthesis is at its like max effort, 60 minutes to about an hour and a half post workout. So try to have it within that time frame. Of course, eat after workout. So don't wait that long. Try to have it right after if you guys could. Some key times are definitely after. Okay.
Is there a better type of protein that you should have if you do cardio versus weights? Is it important to have, let's say, a smoothie with protein as opposed to chicken if you're doing weights or cardio? Is there a better time for that?
You know, I like to think that just having protein throughout let's say, for example, if you have a piece of chicken breast at 6 to 8 ounces, 6 to 8 ounces of chicken breast is like maybe 30-ish grams of protein, right? So for the time for the body to break down that chicken breast can be like 6 to 8 hours. So there's a consistent flow of protein amino acid breakdown in the body. So even while you're doing the cardio, you're in fact feeding your body the protein that it needs anyways from the chicken breast that you even had a couple hours ago. And then same thing with beef. Beef can take up to 24 hours for the maximum breakdown, for the full breakdown. So I would say just to make sure you have a rapid dose of some fast digesting proteins in the body before a party would be good. So from spirulina, sometimes more of a powdered form, they're easy to digest and to be absorbed.
Okay. And then is there a thing as too much protein? Is that even possible?
Absolutely. There is.
Interesting.
Good question there too. Generally speaking, we want to have about 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Sometimes, for example, like hard athletes and stuff in bodybuilders, sometimes we'll push it up to 1.5 grams, 2 grams, and sometimes for hard gainers, they'll push it to 3 grams sometimes. So it kind of depends on what you're trying to accomplish and stuff. But there is, although amino acids and protein, they're all the building blocks of the entire body, not just muscle, the entire body, like skin, nails, and hair and things like that, right? So there is a point where it can be too much, and it can start to in fact damage the kidneys. In fact, so there is such thing as too much.
Okay.
So you never want to go past that limit. So to be safe, stick to something like 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight.
So let's say you're a 130-pound woman. About how many grams of protein should she have?
If she just keeps it about 100 grams a day, even if it's as low as like 80 grams, that should be okay.
Interesting. Okay. Do you have anything else? We're about to start the new year, and I know you guys probably saw our other video, but Adrian trains here in Anaheim. He can take clients. I don't know if he has any more room though coming with the new year, but if you guys want, you can follow him on the Neighborhood Trainer and also at Adrian Seha, right? On Facebook? Yep. Is that it?
Adrian Seha _ on Facebook, Adrian Seha _ on Instagram. Really quick, also for more information, follow my my blog and website, anybodytrainer.com. And also really quick, I do have a couple of tips really quick. Do not give power to your weaknesses. Let's say, for example, you are someone who's running around with the kids all the time. We know you're tired, you commute and stuff, but find some strengths in your day and run with that. Don't give power to the weakness. You have to create an environment for your success. What does that look like? Say in the workplace, there are different snack foods that are around from the holiday parties that we've all had. We were all there. Get rid of those snack foods. Oh, I just convicted you.
Yeah.
Get rid of those snack foods. The soda that may be in your office, get rid of that stuff. It's not creating an environment for you to see some success. Get around the people who are going to encourage you and motivate you and hold you accountable. And for sure, you guys will definitely be on track, you guys' resolutions.
So good. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining us, you guys. Like I said, you can follow him below. I'll add the links below after this, and you guys can find him on social media.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you guys later.